everybody, welcome into ONTrack Weekly. For this week, we are about an hour early. Of course, this is a really big deal for everybody in Canada. The Toronto Blue Jays making it into the World Series, and it just doesn't make sense to run at the same time because, frankly, yours truly would like to be following the game. Hopefully, we can get up there and take the lead. It's a really tough LA Dodgers team, and hopefully we can move into the position where we can go up 2-1. I think that's really what we got to do. We got to go out there and we got to hit them hard and not get into a pitching duel because we won't win a pitching duel right now, not with the talent they've got there, and hopefully we just get out there and get on a roll real quick. But I want to start off the show by, if you take a look over here, Ashley McMartin's going to be on the show, talk about a really cool initiative that she's got. She's from Lakeside Mobile Tire, a very big supporter of motorsports. She'll be on first to talk with us, and we got actually waiting in the waiting room already. John Cote, your 2025 Pure Stock champion out at Flamborough Speedway. He's going to be along. Chris Allard, the mayor of the infield. We're going to talk with him about kind of the experience that he had helping out Maya Ford this year. She was obviously in the Junior Late Model Series. He got behind the wheel himself into her car, drove that, and then also was a part of the mini stock and pure stock battle, the bone stock series this year at Sunset. Was also out with us at Delaware Speedway for the mini stock invitational. It was one of the most fun racers to watch that entire race. And then we'll bring on Paul Bogensberger Jr. He's coming on to chat with us. He got a various amount of cars to drive this year, hot rods, bone stocks, and then obviously moved into the OSS. So we'll chat with him, but we're gonna start just talking about the ladies of the Oval. Talked to Randy Butler. She's not able to make it on tonight, but calendars are available for this year, and this is something that I really want to make a big focus of. The 2025 calendars. We have 12 entries that made it in through votes. These are your ladies racing across Ontario in oval track racing. All the proceeds of the calendar sales go towards a sponsorship for women across Ontario. It has been very successful over the past couple of years. We've been struggling a little bit with calendar sales, so hopefully people can get the word out. We want to see more and more people do that. More and more people support the ladies of the Oval calendar, and we want to get some sponsorships out there for the girls. Let's try and get a couple more. So if you're interested, ladies of the Oval on Facebook, easiest way to go about it, and get yourself a calendar. Randy has put so much work into this year, and we had a great turnout for the calendar. We're going to try and do even more for next year, and this is our 2026 technically. It's for next year, the next calendar year, but it's the 2025 version of the calendar, meaning the voting was for this year. So we'll also just throw in as well, I'm going to put it over to Ollie Strong Racing. And Ollie Strong Racing made mention, and they're doing something really cool. They're donating or putting up a giveaway for the door panel off of their 55 late model from Autumn Colors, with all the proceeds going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I love this. Absolutely an amazing job by Rob and Ollie to do this. $10. They've got spots open. You have all of this going, and of course, if you're interested on this is the Dale Earnhardt throwback. Check it out on Ollie Strong Racing on Facebook. They have spots available for that. It's a giveaway with all the proceeds going to this charity. So love to see it. And Make-A-Wish Canada has obviously been very important in not just the racing world, but in a lot of people's lives. And so obviously we want to make sure that people go out there and they pay attention and be a part of things. We're going to bring on Ash McMartin. She's joining us a little bit early, but we might as well be on time. It's always nicer to be on time than behind, and she joins me now for her debut. It was going to happen sooner or later, but Ash, a couple weeks removed since the end of the season. I know you and I kind of felt like we were about done.
Oh,
How's it been the start of your off season? You feeling a little bit refreshed, or we still got a couple more weeks until we're itching to go back racing?
I'm itching to go back racing, actually, and I
Awesome.
have to thank the McPhersons this week, and actually also you guys as well at Stickers and Scuffs for hosting the Motorsports Horsepower for Hunger this weekend up in Bracebridge. Scott and I did go up, to be there and represent. And there were some great drivers. Clayton Reed is up there. McPherson's had me sit in their car. As you see, it's my Facebook profile picture right
Yeah.
now, and yeah, hit right in the heart. Just sitting back in the seat of not a four banger, but
Yeah.
what I grew up doing. So it was a heart jerker, that one was. And Alex Stewart was there as well, Air Alex as we now all
Yeah.
call him, from his airspeed at Sunset there. So no, it was a great weekend, and it kind of renewed a little bit of my passion and my drive for motorsports.
It's one of those things, Ash, we talk about a lot of the times. Carolyn says loves the hat. She loves the hat. Obviously, she's got to represent. But you had a pretty good year this year, representing drivers from across. Representing you. Plenty of them. You had Matt Spry out there. You had Gary Hanna, Todd Labadie. You had Angelo / Kyle Novus. Your son
Yeah.
Matt McMartin, Colton Everingham. Uh, am I miss
Leonardo Lapabera.
Leo LaBarbera? Um, you've had a good experience getting involved in motorsports. Last year, you made something additionally available, not just your regular sponsorship, but something that went to Todd, went to Matt Spry. This is something that is near and dear to your heart. Let's talk about the plans for 2026 and what this whole thing encompasses.
So the Robert Bourne Memorial sponsorship is to honor my dad. My dad was huge in motorsports. He passioned it, not just four wheels, but also two wheels. He's the reason why, I love NASCAR. That was something that he and I always went together. He was a Dale fan. I was a Rusty fan. It was our weekends. We'd call each other. This was prior to text because I'm older than Google. So this is something that has always been passionate for me, and to kind of carry on his legacy. And the picture that was actually used for the sticker was when he attended a NASCAR race back in 1976 at Michigan. And I thought, honestly, that was the most fitting photo to use, to have, to represent the Robert Bourne Memorial sponsorship. So again, this year, I'm going to put it out. We're going to open it up on the anniversary of his death, which is December 27th. And we are going to open this up. I want to have submissions, emailed to me. Somebody that you racers are going to nominate, somebody who's not within your group.
Hmm.
Somebody that you've seen on an asphalt dirt or an asphalt track. Unfortunately, I'm not including dirt just yet, but there's some plans there. Um, but somebody who have you seen who has, they don't have to win all the time. This isn't about winning. This isn't about who's won the most races. This is about who has actually, won the hearts of other people, who have been there to help other people who have been down, people who have had kind of the crap luck given to them, and deserve that extra little bit of a boost. So I want to hear, 4 or 5 sentences from somebody to say, hey, I nominate, so and so for the Robert Bourne Memorial. And then it's going to go towards a panel. I'm going to do the same as last year. We're going to sit towards a panel, which I absolutely adored. And we'll talk, and then we'll announce it again on my dad's birthday, who the winner is going to be, which is January 28th. So it gives kind of people a couple weeks. We're going to close submissions halfway through January. So then us as the panelists can kind of go forward. The one thing I haven't discussed with you, do you want the secret? Well,
We're live. We might as well do it.
Ashley is always known for secrets.
Yes.
Um, this year, um, I'm gonna cry.
We don't want
Leo,
that.
I know. Leo Lababera.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue on with him next year with a $500 sponsorship under the Robert Bourne Memorial. So again, Leo gets me crying online. He got me crying online when we did it live when he was the first. I'm going to continue on with a $500 ambassador sponsorship for him because what he does at Flamborough, how many cars he puts out,
Yeah.
the people that he gets racing who would never have the opportunity to race, what he does for these people is fantastic. And just honestly, his attitude and his joie de vivre for life is embodies everything that my dad was. So I'm making this unfair, actually now official announcement that yes, Leonardo Lababera will continue on being a Robert Bourne Memorial sponsorship ambassador, and I'm going to continue it on for 2026 for him. So
Amazing
congratulations.
stuff. Amazing. And I think that you mentioned this. It's a guy that kind of has kind of crap luck. He's a former champion, but doesn't stop the effort of putting more people out there. We talked with Tegan Ellis on this show, and Tegan
Oh my gosh, I
said,
love her.
and she said exactly what you had just mentioned, that she would not be in this position. She wouldn't be able to race full time, definitely not, without Leo. And so a huge congrats to Leo, and a well deserved
Very much.
congrats. And that's the thing is we want people to be able to understand that this is not a give me money. There's a reason behind voting for somebody else. Okay. And not somebody that you're best friends with, not somebody in your friend group, somebody across racing who has made a mention. Now, is there an age limit or a class limit? Is this open to all?
Open to all Ontario asphalt racers. Now you do also have to be registered
Okay.
at a track. So, and I know registrations haven't happened yet. A lot of
Yeah.
registrations do happen in December. As long as there's that intent to compete,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of sit on, the fence because, finances and whatever. And you know what? That's fine. All I ask is that if you don't end up competing, then please return
Yeah.
and renominate and pay it forward.
Yeah, that's we've definitely had these conversations before. That is something that is extremely important to people. We've had it where people want to get a partnership, yet then they race three times the whole year. Well, while I commend people for getting out there, you also have to understand that if people are spending the money and giving you money, you don't do something like that. You either pay it forward or return it if you're not going to
And
be
I
out there.
get, things happen, mechanical failures
Yep,
happen, rolls
absolutely.
down the backstretch of Sunset happens. Like
That's a perfect
that.
example. Yes, and I should
Rob,
have mentioned, yes, Rob Crick, of course, is one of your racers as well.
that was one of my
Yeah,
cars that
yeah,
I watched obliterate that night.
yes,
Um, but and those things that's not something where I hold that at fault to him by any
no,
means, shape, or form, or anybody, because you know what, that stuff kind of happens. That's that's racing.
yeah,
Um, do we hope it never happens? Absolutely,
yeah.
but the big one is always out there, and they say it in NASCAR. We're waiting on the big one.
Exactly. And one of the things that we will say is that this is a really big deal. We want to try and build it up each year. Um Last year it was a little bit difficult to get people to do nominations, and that is disheartening. It is definitely something that we don't want to see. But I think the people that got it deserved it. Matt Spry, obviously Todd Labadie, and Leo LaBarbera. I mean, you've had some really, really great people deserving. And a perfect example what you mentioned, it doesn't have to be somebody that goes out there and wins races. If you look at Todd Labadie and Matt Spry, both of those guys, just getting to the racetrack, getting on the racetrack is some of the hardest things that they have to endure. And I think that's a spirit that we want, that you've mentioned about wanting your dad's sponsorship to mean something like that. And that this is
That
extremely
sponsorship,
important.
it opened up, actually a lot of people after the fact that it had happened, that I noticed a lot more people actually coming up to me and,
Yeah.
hey, okay, so you really are. I'm not just a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I'm here to stay, to be completely honest
Yeah.
with you. And I'm here to stay in motorsports in whatever capacity I can get my butt into.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly the type of thing that we want to see. You want to see the commitment, you want to see the love. But this is the thing. This isn't People have to remember this. This isn't money that you could go you want to give away. We'll just say that. You are
True.
choosing to give it away.
I'm choosing. Yeah.
Choosing to give it away. So people have to remember this. They have to understand, listen, there are reasons why people are picked and why they aren't. This is the same thing with when sponsorships happen in real life. Okay, if it didn't work out with somebody, then you go and try somewhere else. Um, Feeney, you're a little bit late to the conversation. We did touch on Ashley's new hot rod um, earlier
Oh, I'm
today.
stealing Ben McPherson's. Like
Yeah,
that's just, that's it. Ben's just gonna wake up and not have a hot rod.
I will say, you were out there. I've, Graydon always finds ways to impress me when he's going out there and racing. But what he did this weekend, I mean, I didn't really have any doubt that he would have success. I mean, he may have doubted that he was going to have success, but $3,500 cash and
And
a
they brought
thousand
bikers
dollars.
in too.
Yep,
Bikers showed up and wanted to be a part of it. I mean, seeing the
that's
racers that came out, as like I said, the McPherson's, Alex
yeah.
Stewart, um,
Clayton Reed,
uh,
Brandon Steele. Um,
yes,
you had there was a dirt
legend.
the dirt Parker Traves. Um,
Parker, thank you.
you had a demolition car there that was dressed up
Yeah,
like SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs on the front of it. Brilliant for the kids. So
yeah,
Graydon's already asked about potentially doing it next year, and I said, well, of course you're doing it next year. So
of
we
course.
already
And of
have
course, I'll be
teams.
up there.
Yeah, and there's already teams that want to come in and be a part of it. And of course, we are going to continue that. I mean, I've thought about this and say, hey, we could do one literally you can do one in Bracebridge, you could do one in the GTA, you could do one anywhere because really that's what a lot of the racing community is almost afraid to do is run their own event. And that's
Yeah.
what it seems a lot of it is. All it takes is somebody to put it together and people will come to it, and
a
that's what we
little
want to see.
initiative a little initiative goes a long way. Like one
Yeah.
thing we do with our business, with Lakeside Mobile Tire, is every year we sponsor a family through Women's Resources.
Yeah.
Now lately, the last few years, Women's Resources has actually asked us, are we okay sponsoring a single woman, because they're not getting the, I guess you can call it, the attention
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
people with kids, because a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go buy for the kids. The last few years we've ended up picking up 2 to 3 single women
Yeah.
for, and man, I get to go shopping and it's so much fun. But honestly, knowing that, somebody can wake up Christmas morning and
Yeah.
have something to open. Also with my son, LMT Motorsports, we're putting together, they're called dollar store meal bags. So it I know, trying to donate to food banks and things like that, they're short of a lot of fresh meats.
Yeah.
They're really hard to come by. So there's actually a lady on TikTok that goes through different dollar store meal bags that you can put together that are actually hit all the food groups. So you're able to put them together and send them out with the recipe in the bag, and it's good to go and it's shelf stable.
I love this idea. I know like Graydon's wife Jessica put together these birthday kits for families that would never they'll go and they'll spend the money on the stuff that they need every day, but they won't put together a birthday cake kit for a child that has may never have had a birthday cake, right? So
Yeah.
these are great.
Powdered milk,
Yep,
the instructions, everything, and bim
everything's
bam
there.
boom. Bob's your dad.
Exactly. Yes, Pops, I agree. Next year is going to be big. Giving back and using our platform is an incredible opportunity, Susie. Yes, it really is. And that's why we're going to continue to push this. I think we need to continue to push it. If we have media companies that want to put this type of shit on, it's going to just continue to grow because, frankly, I think what I said to Graydon is I said, as long as I don't have to run it, I'm cool with it. And he took it and he went for it, and that's exactly what it comes to. My attitude is exactly why a lot of people won't do it. If I don't want to have to run it, I don't want to have to organize it. But if we have somebody that's going to go out and do it, you know, Graydon, I know this is his bread and butter. He loves doing this type of stuff. So it's going to grow. Your stuff is going to grow. I want people to go out there and how can they submit? How are they going to go about doing that? Will you be posting on Lakeside or is it going to be on your personal profile? We'll obviously be putting it on SNS. That's just what we do. But how can people connect with you about potentially if they want to add something as well to your sponsorship package?
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together sort of a little press release, I guess you can call it a little presser, and it will go to my personal. It will be posted on my personal because as much as Lakeside Mobile Tire, my dad absolutely. I mean, he took our hat everywhere. I got pictures in Australia,
Yeah.
the Lakeside Mobile Tire hat, and we have the truck because of him. But this is something that's very personal and separate from my business entity. So yeah, I will be putting out sort of a presser, in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
And I will include the email, kind of what the not restrictions, but kind of all the logistics of it, of who needs to put in, please don't do a teammate or something, please put
Yeah.
outside. I don't want to disqualify anybody, and I really do want to see people put some effort. I'm
Yeah.
talking Delaware, Varney, Grand Bend, Sauble, Peterborough,
Yeah.
Sunset,
Hopefully Sunset. Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully.
like all the short asphalt tracks in Ontario, because there's e-transfer. I don't have to I
Yeah.
don't have to be there, and I can mail off the stickers. So
Perfect. Well, Ashley, as Leonardo says, you are the best. Well, absolutely, Leo. I hope you watch a little bit back. If you're just joining, Leo, I would bring it back a couple of minutes because there might
do
be
you
an
want me to just
you
re-announce it?
might as well just say it again, Ash.
I just might as well say it again. Leo, honestly, we've loved having you and getting to know you and getting to learn about you and being a part of the team Laba Bear and Superfly. So next year for 2026, you are going to continue on as a Robert Bourne Memorial Sponsorship Ambassador, and that comes with another $500 for you to get through next season. So Leo, thank you so much for being everything my dad is and was, and thank you for carrying on his name. I appreciate that.
There you go, Leo LaBarbera. Ashley McMartin in her debut on Track Weekly. Thank you so much, Ashley, and we'll definitely have you on some other time throughout the off season.
Absolutely.
That is Ashley McMartin. We're going to bring on 2025 Pure Stock champion for Flamborough Speedway, Mr. John Cote, is joining us. Hopefully, we'll see how it if it joins up really nice and easy like. Um, but John is here, and well, he's here as your 2025 Pure Stock champion. And I would like to say, John, that it came easy, but you kind of had to work all season for it, and it really kind of fell into your lap towards, I would say that last month of the year really put you in a good position, but it was far from easy. Am I right?
100%. Oh, 100%. It was not easy.
Yeah, see, let's just talk about this in general. Last year, you weren't part of the Pure Stocks. We saw you at Motorama. Where have you been? Where have you been prior to this year?
Uh, Here and there, mostly racing Weekend for the most part. I had a couple bad seasons, and I only raced here and there. I raced pure stocks, I think, back in 2018. My wife will correct me if I'm wrong. I bought an Integra and had some fun, and then ended up not liking it. Went back to the dirt, and then this year, I don't know. We were going to go back dirt racing, and then I wasn't allowed to build a car unless it was for asphalt. So here we are.
Well, it worked out pretty good for you,
Mhm.
turning out. Motorama, beautiful looking car. It looked
Thank you.
fantastic. Um, where did this car come from? Was this a fresh build or was it from somebody else?
It was a fresh build. Carl Salt and I built it over the few months there. And ironically, Leo's car is pretty much identical to mine. His was built right after that. So, um, I can't thank Carl enough and everybody else that's helped out with it. So,
Well, it's definitely, right from the beginning of the season. If we go back through the results this year, obviously there's a lot of there's a lot of results that you guys have to go through. And I want to
yeah,
say that you'd really never really had bad luck this entire year until really the championship was over. I think that the invitational, obviously the contact with Lucas and that, I mean, no one wants to see that type of deal. And then it kind of ruined last week for you as well. Or yeah, I guess last week.
yeah, last
Um,
week.
is the car done or is it repairable or just something? Yeah, you got to
It's
figure
already
out.
fixed.
Oh, perfect.
It's just cosmetic damage now, and I got to figure out the wiring issue, which I don't know if it started because of that wreck or when I had to change the gas tank and put a new fuel pump in. So I don't know. It's somewhere along those lines, but I've been trying to battle it for the past weeks, and I've been struggling. So
I look back on this, and the reason I blocked her window off a little bit was because I was pulling up the chart that I put
oh,
together for 40 of the 42 races here, and you had one finish, one outside the top 10, and it was on the first weekend of your 42 race schedule. The only time you were outside, aside from that race, was an 11th place finish. You've had
mm,
something for the field this entire year. What was is the expertise of Carl Salt? Is it the help from Matt Young? Is it you yourself? Is it
it's
the
definitely not
field?
me. Um, it's a combination of really everybody.
Okay.
The first couple weeks, like I always say, even going on the dirt, we'll see how the first couple weeks go and then play it out by there. And you know, it was basically just trying to figure out the car because it's new and
Hmm.
everybody was saying with the that transmission it might not work and have to do this and this and this and this and that. And figuring out what to run, and now I have an idea. Everything seems to have fallen into place, and I put a lot of effort into this car, a lot of money into this car, and the results show.
It clearly does, and this is the one thing that I think you guys once again Flambro put on the best championship battle in the pure stocks, bone stocks the entire season. You, Chase, and Spencer easily was my favorite. That's why I did a chart following it each week because you guys literally were matching each other each week, mono a mono, and really you did not you just didn't falter or anything, not even a hiccup. Uh, Despite all of the races that you did have to do, you actually have the one of the best percentages between yourself, Chase, and Spencer. Now Spencer fell off a little bit towards the end after
Mhm.
like literally one bad weekend is what it
That's all it
cost him.
takes.
And that's exactly what Spencer said to me on this show was that he felt that you were the closest because you hadn't had the bad weeks.
Mhm.
It just so happened yours came after the season was already ending.
Thankfully, yeah.
But it got close a couple of times for you. The field again,
Yeah.
very competitive. You come from the dirt. You've raced in Oshwegan Speedway. That is a whole other level of intense.
Hmm.
You can't get away from anybody there. Flambro,
Spencer can attest that.
exactly, exactly. I think you could say Flambro this year, um, maybe a little bit chaotic at times. You had your good weeks and your bad weeks. The one thing that you were able to do that I'm looking at these results here, the invert, you're able to make it back up to a reasonable position. So navigating traffic, I assume that you would say is one of your best skills.
It, yeah, I would say so. Like going from Oswego to Flamborough, I mean, there's so much room at Oswego. So to be
Exactly.
really close to somebody, it's not like, okay, whatever, but you're actually like in control, but not in control because you're kind of sliding and near somebody. Whereas at Flamborough, it's, if you're going too fast, you're just gonna slide right into somebody, like hitting the brake. You're just gonna slam into somebody.
Yeah.
And I've ran into that a few times, and it was growing pains at the time. Now I know the car, I know what it can do, but just going from that much room to a little bit of room and you know a lot more competitive, I would think
Hmm.
it's been a lot of help.
I was lucky enough to be there actually for one of your race victories. Spencer won the first one, you won the second one, and you
Mhm.
had to steal it away from, a very competitive field once again. You've obviously got a couple of teammates in the field. They're kind of the blue streak
Mhm.
teammates. I want to know what your thoughts are on Haley because she's also driven a blue streak car. this year, and she got two feature wins, but wadded her car up unfortunately twice, and that just seems to be like that's the way the field is either you're in the highest of highs or the
Yeah.
lowest of lows. But how has that been? She's obviously learning a lot, and this is, I think, her first full season in these cars.
Yep.
How has it been having a somewhat of a teammate out there?
It's nice. We're not out to push each other around.
Yeah.
We had an incident which kind of rode off her first. Well, it didn't kind of. It rode off her first car. Uh,
Yes.
her, Cam, and I got into a little bit of a wreck there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I said to her, I'll be there. I'll help you put the cage in the new car, and we built that car in a week, and it took her a little bit to adapt to it, but once you get comfortable in it, I think she's done a big improvement with that car.
Well, you've been out there, you've seen a lot of these names out there that have raced week in and week out. I can go out there and talk about names like Mac, Ingram, frankly, because
Mhm.
he was an SNS guy, talking about impressing me. But I want to know, John, from your side, you obviously were a competitor against a lot of these guys week in and week, guys and gals, week in and week out. Was there somebody towards the end of the season that you're like, you got to watch out for this racer next year, because they're looking really, really good?
Yeah, she's actually really good. Gary Slama, you can't catch that guy on a good day.
Nope.
And Craig Cole, they're just such good people to race
Yeah.
with. So I mean, there's so many people that have improved this year that I think next year will be a lot more competitive. And I think that's a lot to do with all of the weekends that we had. Like
Yeah.
we had one weekend off the whole year. So
So
that's a lot of seat time.
you're good because you know what the next question was going to be. Do you want to see less?
I don't mind it. It's a
Yeah?
lot. Like I love camping.
Okay.
And we've been quite fortunate to camp at the track a few
Yeah.
weekends here and there, but some time off is nice, definitely. So I wouldn't mind a shorter schedule, but you know, it does get a little heavy.
I would imagine so. I think it was like 42 races, 22 weekends, plus there's invitationals, plus
Mhm.
all the practice sessions. Long race nights. We'll throw it out there because I saw him in the chat. What do you have to say about your buddy Matt Young, out there racing and kicking your ass in the pure stocks when he comes out to race, and then he goes out there and wins in the mini stocks as well, which just needs to go away, right?
Nah, he's all right. I mean, you take a lot of notes from him, and he's helped me out so much with the car this year that
hmm
I don't have anything bad to say about him.
No, definitely not.
He doesn't have to sandbag anymore, so that's we'll just have to put that away.
Before we go, John, heat races or double features? Because you got to try those both out this year.
I've always been a big fan of heat races.
Okay.
Growing up around the track with Rod and them, to go out and have a heat race, then you get it just extra special when you get that, heat race win, and then you get to start at the back or wherever the invert is if they have it, and you get to have the feature. Because I think two features, it just kind of spoils it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, I won the first one, and then it's like, okay, well, he won the second one. So I think I like the single features better
hmm
because it's just extra special. You get the win for the weekend, and you know, I think that's a lot better for me.
Well, I can't disagree there. So rude, Frenchie, as Matt Young says. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
whatever.
well, John, congratulations on the championship. I'm not sure if you're going to be at Motorama to accept your championship for Fast Eddie, or not Fast Eddie. Yeah,
We'll be
no,
there.
Night of Champions. So you're going to be there for that. So
We'll be
obviously
there.
we'll get to see you take that the big championship ceremony there, and obviously you guys have your awards and banquet coming up. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but it'll be
Me
soon.
neither. Soon.
Yeah. So congratulations, John, and thank
Thank
you
you.
for joining me tonight.
Thanks, man. Have a good
All right.
night.
All right, you too. That is John Cote, your 2025 Pure Stock champion out at Flamborough Speedway. We go from one Pure Stock racer to another. We call it more of a bone stock where he races. We're going to talk with him about a couple of different experiences that he had this year, being more of a driver coach this year, also getting to drive in the junior late models. And of course, we have to ask the kind of the burning question to him um, about the future of the track that he races and knows so very well. And that is Chris Allard, who is he's still muted, so I'm going to see if he can just unmute himself. But Chris is joining us now, and buddy, uh, what a year!
Yeah. How
What
are
a
you,
year!
Cam?
Oh, we're doing all right, buddy. It's nice to chat with you. I know that you've got the mustache going like beyond belief right now. It's looking real smooth. That's been a while in progress though. I'm gonna shave mine off in a couple of days and we'll get it going.
We'll
But
start fresh. We'll start fresh also in a couple days.
yeah, but yours like grows like that after like 3 days. Mine takes at least 2 months to get where I'm
Well,
at right now.
we'll still start fresh.
Chris, obviously, we were talking about it before on the start of the show that you got a couple of different experiences this year. Um, I want to start with the driver coaching. Uh, Maya Ford, and I have to say, man, that girl's come such a long way in such a short amount of time, and you've been
We
a
got a
real,
long.
real.
We got a lot more mountains to climb with that girl. She has potential.
She really does, and you know what? I think one of the things that was pretty evident, just from following her for 2 years, she was going from laps behind to now she's running with the mid pack each week. But you were also there for that last race of the season, and there no one ever wants to see what she went through. Um, I imagine on the radio that was probably pretty terrifying, and hopefully she has a speedy recovery. And I know she's working on it, but how was it the experience working with Maya and the entire team this year?
Good. I really enjoy it, especially if you can take a minor or like a youngin like that and help them, like you said, go from the back of the pack to now our running car, and then next year hopefully we got her in a front running car and we're working. But I actually really enjoy it. Like I can't do it with my own kids because they're the same people, but I have no problem working with other kids like that.
Aiden says, "Yo, who let this slow guy on the show?"
Here we go.
He's a slow guy, but you still were able to get a feature win this year. I don't know if Aiden was able to get one this year, was he?
He was, but he actually got opening night, but he got DQ'd for cheating. Like,
So, so that's not really a win then. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, you definitely were around this year. I got to bring up because it was probably the most fun I've had at a racetrack in a long time. The Mini Stock Invitational, you were so much fun to watch there, buddy. That was, wow, a lot of fun as a fan. I can't imagine that you did not have fun behind the wheel because you looked like you were loving life.
at Delaware.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo! Man, if Delaware was so far, I'd race there every weekend. I've never driven that track prior to that, and that is the most fun I've had in a long time in a car.
It looked
I-
like it.
at one point, we were running with Doug Butler and Sutcliffe. Like that doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yes. I wanted to bring that up because you were up there battling for the lead, mind you.
yeah,
Because I think it was Sean had trouble on getting going on the restarts, and then all of a
correct.
sudden we had a quick caution. I think this was when Dan Pettit hit the fence post, and then all of a sudden here's Chris Allard running, battling for the lead. He's got passing Matt Young on the outside. That was the other thing too. You were doing it on the outside, and your car was screeching every corner compared to everybody else.
That car don't work at any track. Like, to see it somewhat perform there is all right.
Well, let's go back to the start of the year, man. That car literally almost didn't make it out because it
Correct.
was
Yeah.
it was on fire at Dan
Yeah.
Archibald's shop, and I'm surprised that you guys. So there was nothing wrong with the car itself, just the exterior that was damaged.
Yeah, like seatbelts, window net melted, front bumper, front windshield. But other than that, no, we checked her over, threw some paint on her, and went out and played.
It man, it was awesome. I mean, you definitely had a lot of fun on that race. Battling this year, I believe you're just outside the top five, I think, in
I think we finished sixth in mini stock points.
sixth. Yeah, that's where I was thinking. You were right behind Curtis, I believe, in mini
Yeah,
stock in mini stock points. Um, How was the experience this year running in that class for the full season?
The mini stock have come so far in such short time. It's not even like we, like, I guess, 10 years now, but we used to be dominating in mini stocks with our Integra and stuff. Like, and now step back just a couple years to try to come back. It's apples and oranges. Those things are fabricated late models now. There's nothing stock about the mini stocks. Like it's an awesome class and stuff, but like it's not what it was. It's crazy how much the time has changed in such a or
Yeah,
everything's changed in such a short amount of time.
it's
But I had a
definitely
blast.
well, you looked like it. I mean, obviously you get out there, had a lot of great runs. Some mechanical troubles with the car. Um, but again, the question kind of relays. You raced it every week at Sunset, then you go to Delaware and it performs the way it does. Do we want to see the mini stocks invitational at Delaware as a yearly thing?
100%. 100%. I'd toe down again 100%.
Would you say the lap count was decent? Car count, because you did have a lot of bone stocks that were set up as mini stocks.
They were still running though mid pack and stuff. It's not like they were way off the pace, slowing it down. So if you can make it work with what you have and run each class and stuff with it, I'm down for it 100%. The
Yeah,
more the better, right?
because
Like look at the last dance. Like when Sunset, what do we have? 53 cars there. Same with Autumn's
yeah,
Colors, had like
yeah.
47. Like crazy, and that's what it's about. Like when tracks start working together and stuff, I think you would see a lot less tracks shutting down when you can have one track open a weekend and 50 plus cars show up for that event. Like it's when you got tracks fighting and battling each other each night. It's like the schedules don't work and stuff like that, right?
It's the unfortunate side of it all, right? It's the
Yeah, I
we
get it.
we
I
want
get it.
our show to be better than everybody else's, but that's just it's not the
Look what's
reality,
happening.
right?
Look what's
So
happening.
so we don't really know what the future holds for your your home base for the last, however many years, Mayor of the Infield. Um, I mean, obviously, I can imagine that you're probably pretty disappointed, pretty saddened by that. I've had people say, "Oh, there's no doubt it's going to be back," and then I've heard, "Well, there's no doubt it's not going to be open." You know, obviously, that's tough. Regardless, when you guys heard that, did you expect the news coming, or was it a complete shock?
It was a shock at the time. We knew it was coming eventually.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's definitely a shock.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm hoping that we'll be able to say the track will open at least um, this year and hopefully have a couple of events. If they're going to do a full season, that'd be awesome. But um, is there any plans for you? Because I know this was asked. If it does not open, where you'd potentially look towards going, or would it be a year off, or
No, we're racers. We don't take years off. We're gonna drive around the lake, go hit up Peterborough for a season.
Okay. I mean, definitely like it. And as I said, the same thing, Maya Ford, she can race at Varney. She could race at Peterborough because they both have junior late model programs as well. Are you going to continue doing the driver coaching, or is it just kind of Maya that you're helping out?
I'll help whoever wants it, whoever needs it. But yeah, no, definitely helping Maya again. Like I said, we'll make it work for whatever we have to do. But I'm gonna try to go run points at Peterborough.
And that's going to be both mini and
Going right back to the we're going one focus. It's too much. Two classes, one guy,
okay.
too much. We're
So
going back to stock. We're going
you said mini stock, right?
no bone stock. We're going
Bone.
mini stocks too much. It's all too much with one person, right? So we're
Yeah.
going back bone stock racing.
Well, I mean,
Punch
that's
champ.
you got to be able to beat Aiden every week too, though. Like that's part of the goal, right?
Not a problem. Done.
Okay.
I'd wreck my mother for a win, and I'd wreck my best friend Aiden for a win too. Like, I'm done. I can do that for you, Cam.
Oh, well, one thing I do want to know is, and I think everybody wants to know, how did you fit in Maya's car? How comfy was it in there?
Comfy. Throw
Yeah,
that word out the window. No, not comfy at all. I don't know. We squeezed in there, man. Like no mayonnaise, no butter needed to get out. We got in there. The roof closed. It was kind of like a recliner, to tell you the truth.
okay. Okay.
So I was laid right back, knees up around my head.
Now,
How much seatbelts on?
it was supposed to happen at ACC, and unfortunately, the weather in the night just kind of didn't work out for us. But um, is that something, again, that was a late addition to the invitationals this year? It was something that was just kind of brought up. I,
Yeah, I
I,
think Emmett or the Camerath, who was
Craig.
Craig. Yeah, he started it, and it wasn't really supposed to be for adults, I don't think.
Nope.
And then
No, it wasn't.
yeah, so it got opened up to adults, and then Peterborough's like, "That's sick. We're gonna have just an adult race." But honestly, I would build one to be a little more comfier, and then just for like a race or two a year. Like that. That's awesome. It's just like the mini trucks and stuff. Like you get a lot of them out there close racing. It's good racing. Like
Oh, I think the amount of people, the first time the Sunset one didn't really get as much attention as the Peterborough one. The Peterborough one, when you put it out there, holy jumping the amount of response that you had from racers that all wanted it. We ran out of cars.
yeah, so at one point we had 13 people going to play. And then the next problem was we didn't know if our kids raced the next day. We didn't really want them wrecked, which is understandable 100%. So
Yeah.
if it was ever to come up again, it would have to be like a final night Sunday. But I think at one point we had 22 cars ready to go out with adults in them, like a go-kart session.
I know
Like,
I know Sam Moore said that he had 10 offers just on his car alone.
dude, they are the funnest thing to drive. They are so hard on your body, but they are the funnest things to drive out on a track. You don't lift. You hold them wide open. Like it's crazy to think, but you don't lift in them. It's awesome.
That's, how could you be like more how could you be upset? Like I think Frosttoberfest might not be a doable because I've heard that that is a little too hard on the
Rough.
cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little too
You
hard on the
start bending
cars.
parts and stuff like
Yeah. But Peterborough they miss out if they don't take this opportunity to have it again next year. I think
right?
it is an absolute golden ticket.
This time I'll be on
100%.
it a little bit more, so we got some good time to actually advertise. Maybe get some pots thrown in there and like lap invitationals or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. I thought it was fun. Like I was pumped to go out, and then it started raining. I was like, this
Yeah.
bull. Like I'm going back my trailer.
Well, because I know Mike Thompson was all excited to go out and race, and he had Dougie Butler was going to go out there. McGlashan was going to go out and I was like, that's what you want to see. I want to see something that's unique and fun. I know Varney talking about the van class that they're putting together. You know, stuff like
Oh,
that. That's interesting, unique. You gotta. I understand that there's already too many classes, as people say, but
so
but
that was one other thing. If that class actually goes, we're going to Varney, but I don't know if it's actually going to go yet.
Uh,
Or
I did have Tim Tolton on the show to last week, I think it was. It
yeah,
sounds like it is still going to happen. So
it's 100% a go because if that's the case, we're going to go play at Varney in the vans when we can too. So
I want to see it just straight up. I don't want to see any of those the like I know that they were talking about doing it where one guy is,
that's what I want.
blindfolded. I know you do anything with like that, but
I'm putting Aiden in the passenger seat because he doesn't have the brains to lift, and I'll run the steering wheel and the brakes.
I mean, I'm all for seeing a van and truck division where it is just straight out like bone stock racing, but with those trucks and vans. I think that shit would be so fun because I've seen it. There's a couple of tracks in the U.S. that do that. They do these
Yeah,
divisions like that, and it is, it's like the minivans. There's a bajillion of them. It's not like where bone stocks are, where you've got only a
right.
limited amount of Sunfires and Cavaliers and Cobalts
Yep,
now, right? So,
we got our van picked already.
oh yeah, what you guys gonna go with?
We're going with the Honda Odyssey.
Okay, hell yeah, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like that's what gets people excited.
V6 VTEC, V6 VTEC. She'll go. She goes pretty good.
Not to mention is that Varney too. So you've got
Yeah,
the
my wife drove one for a long time, so I'm pretty. I know I beat on one pretty good before. So
well, Chris, best off season for you, buddy. I know, you and I both have been suffering from injuries this year, so time to get some rest, and we'll see you ready to go next season.
sounds good, Cam. Have a good night. Thank you for having me.
Always. That is our buddy Chris Allard, Mayor of the Infield, joining us on OnTrack Weekly. Not sure if Paul Bogensberger Jr. is going to join us. He was scheduled for 7:40. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't send the. Nope, I did send the link. So we'll see. Oh, he's joining us at 7:50 tonight, so we'll go for it. Paul Bogensberger Jr. joins us now, and he joins us after a little bit of a different season for you, Paul. You kind of drove everything this year.
Yeah.
Hot rod. You drove a bone stock for the majority of the year, and then you climbed into an OSS car and put on a damn show. And that final race, buddy, I got to talk to you about that because, OSS doesn't get a ton of appreciation, but one person that came in that talked about how awesome it was were you and your dad. And you've got your own car now. You went out there and you put on an amazing race for that finale. Your buddy Connor won the championship that night and won the race. But you had probably one of the best races I think I've ever seen you in. How'd that feel, dude?
Yeah, I think after given the opportunity I was to run the first Sunset race, thanks to the James family renting the Trevco 29 car, after that race, I knew I had to own one. It was always a dream of mine to try out the series, watching Connor be as successful as he is in the series.
Mm-hmm.
It was always hopefully going to be in the cards to try one out. And after I tried it, I knew I had to own it. It's just such a fun group of guys to race with. And I think after that second run, we kind of opened up some eyes and showed that we might have what it takes to run with some of these guys. And it just felt really good.
I can say from someone who's kind of been a big follower of the series and obviously done a lot of social work for them. A top 5 in this division is not easy to get, and not easy to get on your second start. First off, we'll say that. And it wasn't. I'll say this wasn't a race of attrition. It was, yes, there were some mechanical issues, but there wasn't any wrecks. There wasn't a ton of cautions. You earned this all based off of hard work, and you finished one spot ahead of the guy who you bought the car from, Kevin Trevelyan. I know he would have been pissed. He would be pissed, but then happy for you. How did this all come together? Because you first rented it, and you were doing it, and we're not going to gloss over the fact that you did have a really good opportunity. We had a big loss, unfortunately, during the season for you, and at the beginning of the season as well. Your bone stock team kind of, I'm not sure where that's going, but you had opportunities with it, and then unfortunately you guys did have a loss there. Let's just touch on that just a little bit. So where are things right now with that program? Are they paused? Are they done? And then talk about a great man that unfortunately lost.
With the bone stock, it's funny. We did me and you did a write up earlier in the season about that. My person that I considered my second father, Mike Conley from MTC Towing, we were talking about my racing and how I never tried out a front wheel drive, and he kind of pushed me and challenged me to see if I could do it. So he went out and bought the 76 car, the championship car that Chris Allard ran at Sunset. And he gave me a pretty good piece to work with. We got to try out a bunch of different tracks this year that I've never been to. We went to Sunset. We went to Sauble, which I finally got to try out. I love that place. I think my favorite place we got to go to with the bone stock had to be Grand Bend.
I was going to say, you were pretty sporty there.
Yeah, we whenever that car unloaded there, we were a top 5 to top 3 car. So it was pretty cool being first year in the division to be running up with Craig Cole, David Rockwood, all those guys who have numbers of laps in these cars, and just bouncing ideas off of them and figuring out how to set up a front wheel drive, especially with guys like Nick Clark, who I'm able to talk with quite often. they gave me a lot of good advice on how to get that car going and just pointed me in the right direction. So we at least had a fighting chance while I was still learning to drive a front wheel drive. And then with the OSS car, it's actually pretty funny how that deal fell together. Is we were talking at the James household over dinner, and they said, would you like to try one?" I said, "Of course. It's got four wheels and a steering wheel. I'm in." So I thought they were joking, and the next day, Darlene, Connor's mom, said, "Well, I got you a ride for the first Sunset race." So we went out and we made some changes on the car. Kevin did bring me a pretty good car for a first timer in the division to jump in with. We made a few setup changes with my dad, and he gave me a car that put me into the equation
Yeah.
to run up front, to run in the top five with those guys. So it felt pretty good. We didn't have the outcome in the first race that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
We had some bad luck there,
You
but
were, but you again were in the top 10 though for your first race.
yes, I think we were like fifth or sixth at the time of
At
the
the time,
accident.
yeah. Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. We had nothing for Connor or the whole two-speed team, but it was fun being on track with Connor for the first time in 11 years since the last time we raced against each other. So
Wow.
it was pretty cool. It was a pretty fun experience.
I love this because you don't understand how much we fight to try and get people to be a part of OSS and to have somebody that gets to come in and you don't see it very often. I mean, we saw it a little bit with Ollie Ferguson. Um, Came in, but it was a pit stop for him. I feel the same way about Austin Seaburn. Those
Yep.
kids, they've got things that they're planning, real big. You're coming kind of stepping back in a way because you've run in the hot rods for so many seasons.
Yeah.
Good and bad luck there. Same with
Oh
same
yeah.
with your old man, right? Good and bad luck in there in those divisions. And I really like the fit. I really like just based off of how you ran and you know you're sporting the Connor James hat. How far back does this
Always.
how far back does that friendship go? Because you said it was the first time in 8 years you've raced him. So was this like a junior? I don't know if they ran junior lates back then, but was this a junior experience when you guys were racing together, or is it a little bit later than that?
It was a little bit later than that. It was my rookie season out at Barrie Speedway in the mini
Oh my
stocks.
God, Barrie Speedway.
Sunset, I remember this like it just happened, Cam.
Oh
Sunset
man.
got rained out, and we called them the Invaders at the time. They all showed
Okay.
up to Barrie, and we went out for practice, and I was adjusting my belts, and I actually ran into Connor under a pace lap. So I went over after the practice and apologized, and that's kind of where the friendship started, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, obviously, I want to commend you for what you guys did with your MTC team. Putting the 33 on the side of the car for Connor and
Yeah.
for Rob, and I think you would probably be the best one to say. Do you want to see Connor back in OSS in 2026?
A- Absolutely, I do. Like
Yeah,
my intention, as long as the sponsorship is there, I would love to go full time in
nice.
2026 for the Sportsman Series. I would love to. It's been my dream series since I started watching it years ago. And I'd love to see Connor back because to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the display and the performance that Connor put on this year, that's next to none. That's top notch. And I know him and the two speed team, they put in crazy hours, just crazy hours on both those cars. And when you see the 33 or the 71 or whatever number the white car is, those are two cars you're going to have to beat. And if we can stay on the same straightaway as them, we're doing something good, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I love it. I love that you guys come in this. You've got you're running now. Would you stick with because the eight's taken by Chad McGlynn. So
Yeah.
would you stick with the 29? Would you go to because obviously Connor ran 33 last year. Would you stick to a different number or would you be sticking to, I don't think they do letters in that series. So um you have plans for how the car is going to look? Is it going to stick to 29 for next year?
No, the 29 was just kind of the deal when we rented it.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured if I already scored points for it, I might as well show up for the second race with it. Yes, the 8 is taken. That has always been my go-to. The 33 this year, it was especially running the bone stock. I wanted to pay tribute to my father-in-law in one way or another. So I think I kind of want to leave it a little bit of surprise. I have a paint scheme in mind
All
that
right.
I like to do for next year. I have acquired a new body for the car, so I'm not much of a Dodge guy, so we're gonna go a different direction body wise, and I have a paint scheme in mind that I personally have always loved and I've always wanted to run. So I think that's going to be the direction we go in.
You know that you and I are going to be talking about this probably in the off season because I'm a guy that loves his paint schemes, and Brandon Feeney says 08. Interesting. You go with an 08.
Yeah, that is an option. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an option for sure. But you know what, Paul? I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. I love seeing you out there. You definitely show so much enthusiasm and so much appreciation for being out there, and always say hello too. And that's always appreciated. And unfortunately, we've got you. You're on the screen. You're frozen, but we can hear you perfectly. So we're gonna wrap it up just so so that we can move on, I guess, because things are freezing up tech wise. But best of luck this season. If somebody does want to come out there and partner with you guys because you are looking for partners to be in OSS, how can they get in touch with you, bud?
They can get in touch with us through Facebook. My Facebook is Paul Bogey, and then my dad is Paul Senior on Facebook, as I'm sure everyone knows. Yeah, if you want to reach out to us and help a small little father-son team, and we'll see what we can make happen for next year.
That sounds fantastic. Paul, thank you so much for joining me, and the best of luck in the off season. We'll see you hopefully at Motorama.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Kim.
Oh, no problem, bud. That is Paul Bogensberger Jr. here on the show. Joined us a little bit later. Joined us at 7:50, which is great. We are wrapping up tonight. Go Jays go. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Make sure you share this, subscribe to, of course, G-Force TV. Tune in tomorrow for Race Rivals Race Chat once again. We really appreciate all of our guests coming on: Ashley McMartin, John Cote, Chris Allard, and Paul Bogensberger Jr. I'm Cam K, your host. We'll see you next week on ONTrack Weekly.